Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a reaction video. We are doing a reaction video of a male feminist versus a podcast host. And things get a little spicy. Let's get right into it.
All right, man. So you said that basically when we peel back all the layers, the black woman is God. Before, I'm just repeating back what you said to let you know that I understood exactly what you said. You said, as you know, before we've adopted the thinking and ideologies of God, how we know it now, before that, or even if we take it away, we would see that the black woman is actually truly God. That's what you said, right? Okay.
Correct.
Now, where does the father, my question for you is...
Well, I know he's about to ask him a question about fatherhood. My question would be, why is specifically the black woman God? Where does that leave every other race of women? So does that mean that they're less than because they're not black? I'm just curious to know what the answer is here. That why is it that only the black woman is God when you peel back all these layers? But let me go ahead and let him ask his question and see what he has to say.
Where does the man come in? Where does the father or the man come into this picture? The black man or any man?
All right. Now, regards to the father is a social construct that has nothing to do with nature. So somebody made up this whole father aspect. Man.
This guy sounds like a fucking retard. I'm just going to straight up say it, like right off the bat. Sounds like a retard. But let's continue to hear his point here.
Is something totally different. You grow into the man, but we go through stages in life to get to a man. So in regards to me, I had to go from an embryo, you know what I'm saying, to an infant, to a toddler, teenager, young adult, and then I graduated into a man.
Do women not go through the same process? I'm confused. Do women not go through the same exact process? They go from an embryo to a fetus, to a newborn, to an infant, you know, a toddler, whatever, then to a child, into a teenager, young adult, and then a woman? I'm confused. What is the argument that he's making here? And he's saying that being a father is a social construct. Wouldn't that also mean that being a mother is a social construct? Because you need both to create a child. You need both a father and a mother. Well, you need a male to inseminate the egg of a female, and that's how women become mothers. But that's how men also become fathers.
So when we're talking about those two terms, you know, you got to go to get to a man. And then when you're talking about a father, there's nowhere that there's a father in nature. So a father would be unnatural. That's just something to compete with the woman.
Okay. So you're saying that the father is unnatural, but the woman is natural.
Correct.
Do I have that correct? And you're saying the reason why, you really didn't give a reason why the father would be unnatural. So what's your reasoning that the father is unnatural? Explain, give me some logic, however you could, you know,
the logic was nature. I said that there was not a father found in nature. There's nowhere in...
Breaking news, guys. Breaking news. There's no such thing as a father in nature. There's no such thing as a father. I think we need to go to child support court and tell the judges to go ahead and invalidate all those cases they have against all those men, because a father is a social construct, is not a real thing. Therefore, men shouldn't be on child support. The only people that should be on child support is mothers.
Nature that you can find a father. You have a male, so at the end of the day, there's no father. Father is a social construct. That's something to put itself into existence to be opposite of the mother.
You can tell that this guy was raised by a single mother. His father wasn't around, and his mother fucking rotted his brain, because there's no way you can say there is mother in nature, but there is no father in nature, and that a father is a social construct that was made to compete with women. In what form or fashion are men fathers competing with women when they both have distinct responsibilities? It sounds like this guy would actually use that argument to be a fucking deadbeat. He would probably tell, and this is a male feminist, but he would use the same argument saying fathers are not natural. Women would probably praise him for this stupid shit. But then when it came to him having children or fathering children by women, he'll tell them, you know, I don't believe in that. There's no such thing as a father. Fathers are unnatural. That's a social construct. Therefore, I'm not the father of those children. And those same women that would praise him for saying some dumbass shit like that would then have a problem with him saying that if he fathered some children. I guarantee it.
But there's no such thing really as a father.
Can you explain how the father is a social construct?
It's a social construct due to the fact is you're talking about a label just being placed on a man being a father. Can you be a father at 12 years old?
I mean,
Yes.
I think I had when I was 12 years old, man. So
Okay.
Yeah, but this argument that he's trying to make is fucking stupid. A mother can't be a fucking mother at 5 either. It takes for you to get to a certain age for you to start producing the necessary components in your body for you to be able to produce children or have children. For women, it's when they start their menstruation, when they have their first cycle, or technically before, because that's the cycle insinuates she had an egg that was ready to be fertilized by a male sperm. And since it didn't, she got rid of it. And it's the same thing for men. At 12, they begin producing sperm, and they can therefore become fathers at 12 years old. What the fuck argument is this guy making here?
You could be a father when you're 12 years old. You could have definitely planted your seed in something. Yes. Let's just go with, do you think there's any differences between men and women?
Of course.
It's kind of like you're trying to be condescending to the point where you have no comprehension. You don't have no comprehension in what I'm saying to you in a response to the point where you can't fathom it.
You can't fathom the point you're making because the point you're making makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. It's dumb. There's no need to understand something that doesn't make fucking sense on its face. We could understand if we were doing a scientific experiment trying to understand something new, a new concept that we don't have understanding of, and then there's settled fucking biology that everyone except, I guess, this fucking brainiac has an understanding of. That there is such thing as a father and a mother. This guy's fucking dumb.
What do you mean?
No.
I don't understand what you. Then you go to the next question after you sit there and tell me that you didn't understand shit. Like come on,
not
bro. Like, we gonna
understand.
turn this into
Not
is this some
not
type of
understand.
entertainment or something? I'm just asking you. I thought it was about the black woman as God. I don't know you.
Well,
I didn't research you. I just
totally
came over.
fine.
A fucking idiot came into a podcast with no research done whatsoever. I'm assuming it's the same fucking thing when it comes to his beliefs. There's no actual research. I guarantee you, if you asked him for sources for his research or what makes the black woman God, because it's just the black woman, by the way, not women, just the black woman, because obviously only black women can give birth and only black women can be mothers. So if you asked him, hey, can you cite me some sources, some like credible, legitimate sources? He probably fucking has none. His source is, I made it the fuck up, chief.
Here because okay. So what are we doing?
We'll speak in detail. What we're doing is having a discussion man to man, right? Mm-hmm. You just said that the man is a social construct.
I said the father is. You're saying that the man is. Right.
Okay,
let's just two things. You asked me about the man and the father.
You said, well, that, because the father is, not from nature. And I want you to explain, how isn't the father not from nature? That's what I want you to do. I want you to explain how it's a social construct and it's not from nature. Because here's what I'll tell you. Nothing grows unless a seed is planted. Nothing grows on this planet unless a seed is planted. And every man holds the seed in them. Every man holds the seed of life form. Life form in us. In your sack, if you have enough testosterone, but I know in my sack, I got at least 80 million of them little niggas moving around in there. You know what I'm saying? Most men do with a good amount of testosterone. So therefore we have seed and the life form starts there. You won't have a plant if you don't plant a seed first. So you saying that a father is a social construct is a lie is what I'm saying. Get to dispute the point that the father doesn't hold the seed. So we plant the seed in a woman and then life grows from that. Women bring about life. The life form is actually in a man. So explain to me again how the father is a social construct when the father holds the seed and a woman holds nothing but eggs. She's waiting for a seed. You don't make sense, man. Let me hear you.
You haven't given me a chance to make sense. You're wrong. And you're wrong in the way to sit there and say that the sperm is a seed. How could you have seeds running up?
Let me put it like this. I mean, anybody that's watching this video understands this, what I'm going to say, right? Because it's basic fucking science. It's just regard a plant seed, right, as the sperm, right? And the earth as the egg. unless I take that seed or that seed somehow gets blown into the ground and put under the dirt, no plant will ever come of that seed. It's the same concept. So how is it that for this guy, it's so hard to understand that a man, a father, is not a social construct, that a father comes from nature? You cannot have one without the other. You literally cannot have life, human life, without a man, and vice versa. I'm not taking anything away from women, because if it was just men, men couldn't procreate on their own. How is this shit so difficult? And this, I want to know if that concept actually applies for him in the animal kingdom as well. Are those fathers natural? Like, is a lion father that fathered a bunch of cubs with his lionesses? Is he not a father? Or like, how does it work? I just want to know if it just applies to humans or if it applies to, you know, all the animals in the animal kingdom. I'm actually curious.
And through your body, that makes no sense. A seed is not a fucking tadpole with a tail. That's not a seed. So in regards to it, you're wrong. Now, if you're talking about
this guy doesn't know the definition of what a definition of a fucking seed is. A tadpole with a tail is not a seed. Yeah, it's not a literal seed, but it is a seed in the sense of that little tadpole you're fucking talking about. It's needed. It needs to penetrate the egg inside the woman for life to fucking begin, for another human to begin forming.
An apple seed,
Explain
or orange
how
seed.
I'm wrong, though.
Listen, an avocado seed or whatever the case may be. Now we can get into the comparison on how the woman gives the man the whole body, the construct, the brain, the lungs, the face, the skin. She's creating a child within a womb. So she gives him the penis too. Did you forget that she gave him the sperm? So
can you explain in a scientific way, from a biological way, how doesn't a man hold the seed in the life form? You're just speaking, but I need you to peel back the layer to things and give facts. This podcast is called No Fugazi. So if I'm speaking, I'm always going to speak with facts. So here's a fact for you. The woman doesn't determine the sex of the baby. She has an X chromosome. The man holds the X and the Y chromosome, right? So here's science, right? So when a man has sex with a woman, he dictates the sex of the baby. So you just said, where do you get a penis from? Where do you get this from? Where do you get that from? You get that from the man, since the man determines the sex of the baby. Do you get it? Women only hold the X chromosome. Men hold the X and a Y. That's scientifically facts that proves that what you just said is nonsense, and men do dictate the sex of the baby. So if he's dictating the sex of the baby, let's peel the layer back even further. That means that the man actually dictates how many men are going to be in this world, how many women are going to be in this world. The list goes on and on. Your father dictated that you would have a beard. Your father dictated that you would have a beard and be a man, from what I could see. You get what I'm saying? Your mother didn't determine that. So you should be thanking your father, because your father truly...
He can't thank his father because his father wasn't around. This is why he has these stupid fucking beliefs. This is the reason why he believes the things he believes. His father wasn't around, and his mother rotted his brain as a child and brought him up, raised him to hate his father. And I could see an argument for it, right? Your father wasn't around. But basically, she actually raised him to think that because his father wasn't shit, that all men ain't shit. All fathers ain't shit. And women don't actually need men for anything, not even to have babies.
He created you. Anything for that, man? Scientifically, can you dispute what I said?
Look at him thinking hard.
You sound uneducated. Like, to the point where this is so level of surface, to the point.
God dang, man. Okay.
He says you sound so uneducated, and then says this is so level of surface instead of saying this is so surface level. So how do you say you're uneducated and then proceed to make yourself look like a fucking idiot by not even pronouncing the term correctly?
Just sit here. I'm just asking you, like, how could you sit here and tell me that my father gave me what all males are females before they turn into a male based off the decision of the mother? Every male can look at their actual scrotum sac and see a line from the bottom of their scrotum sac to the tip of their penis. All male. That means you were sold up. Your testicles are nothing but your ovaries. Your penis is nothing but an elongated clitoris. At the end of the day, you're nothing but an inside-out female. I'm sorry that this man has never been told that. And he doesn't understand that he was made in the likeness and the image of his mother. I'm sorry that before anybody ever taught him anything, his mother was there. Your mother is literally the only thing that you know in life. You don't even know if that's your father, but your mother knows if it's your father or not. You know everything about.
Your mother does, and so does science. And this guy's a fucking idiot. Elongated clitoris. Come on, man. Your testicles or your ovaries. Then where's the rest of the reproductive system that women hold? Where's that at in our bodies? And shit, I didn't know this. News to me. Women now dictate the sex of the baby, even though the men hold the X and the Y chromosome. Women can just fucking magically say, I'm having a girl. If that were the case, you think there'd be men around? Especially with these modern women, fucking men would have went extinct. This motherfucker is insane, dog.
About your mother because that's where you came from. That's your first home. That's your first origin. The black woman has always been considered God, even before the patriarch took over and started to actually make a male God. But it was never a male that was being God. It was always the woman. In Islam, it was the woman. In the Catholic Church, it was the woman. In ancient Egypt, it was the woman. In Samaria, Mesopotamia, Babylon, it was the woman. Phoenicia, it was the woman. Chaldea was the woman. But if he doesn't know that, that means he's not reading. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to respond to the man. Even to the point where if a woman is making up your whole total makeup and she's using her menstrual blood to do it within her womb, that's why you women don't bleed for 9 months. What? You literally coagulate a child.
This guy doesn't even know how fucking menstruation works. The reason women stop bleeding once they get pregnant, it's because the egg is now inseminated. It has nothing to do with menstruation blood. The reason women have a menstrual cycle every month is because that egg that was waiting to be fertilized did not get fertilized, and the body has to get rid of it to put another one there. That's the reason why the women bleed every month. They stop bleeding once that egg is fertilized for 9 months, and then once the baby's born, then the cycle repeats. This guy is a fucking idiot.
Your womb. What does the man have to do with it? Is the man shooting blood in you, woman, or is he literally giving you his DNA via his sperm? So when you're actually making this baby in your womb, you're using your blood. That's why you don't bleed for 9 months. When that baby comes out, that is a product of its mother. So the baby literally develops through life. As the baby develops through life, we get to puberty. That's when our body chemically starts to actually make the sperm in our body. But it came from our mother. Everything comes from your mother. You get it from your mother. Your mother is your God. Your father is not your God. The sperm in his body comes from his mother. Where do you think we got our body from? You didn't make this. You don't have nothing to do with your face. You don't have nothing to do with your head and none of that. Your mama gave that to you.
So what about the kids that look like their fathers? Where do they get that from? They got that from their mom too? So if I have a son and my son looks just like me, does that mean my son, his mother gave him that? Do you see, bro, this guy's
births you. How could you sit there and say that she's not your God? Your mother was God before you was taught about God. Somebody had to tell you about God in order for you to believe them. Now in your mind, that's God. But what if your mother knew she was God? She would teach you about God.
Bro,
how can a man be a God when he cannot produce life?
He's fucking foaming at the mouth. That's crazy.
A man cannot sustain life. He does not have breast milk.
Got you. You done or are you still going?
No, go ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful. So if you want to go and respond, you can go.
Okay. So, I mean, everything you said was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense. It didn't correlate to anything.
Which part?
And
Which
1
part?
plus
Which
1
part?
didn't add up.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't have any rebuttal to it. You just started speaking nonsense. But let me ask you a question.
I have to force myself to speak because you won't allow me to.
Does 1
You're
plus
asking
1
me
equal
another
2?
question.
Does 1 plus 1 equal 2?
No, one and one come together, they merge. That's one, right? Think about it, right?
God dang.
When
so
one and
Chad
one come together,
proves
they
my
merge,
point.
right?
The nigga don't
Right.
know what 1 plus 1
and
equals.
merge, right?
He said that 1 and 1 merges.
Put it together, they merge. One, right? If I come
God
together with
dang.
a woman, don't I go into that woman? Don't me and that woman go into each other? Now we one. I got my dick, I am one.
No.
At the end of the day, what
So
you mean?
you got to
1 plus
watch
1
on your
equals
left
2?
hand. You got to watch on your left hand. If you put another watch on your left hand, will you have 1 watches or 2 watch?
They're on the same hand. It's just one watch. If they put together, if you leave, they merge together. You see what I'm talking about? You want me to have
If you
two?
put the watch on a different hand, would you have 2 watches on you?
That's got to be a
No,
troll.
if you take a man wig off, then would you be bald headed? I don't know, bro. We all got questions that they ask us. I mean, shit. I mean, what you want to do? I don't know, bro. Is we on this build? Are we on this build or what? What we gonna do, bro?
This is what we're gonna do, because I'm actually curious. Because the last people I had on here, I had 4 other people that had your same points of view, right? And now let's change up the dialogue a little bit, because I'm curious of knowing. I believe that you let me know if you don't believe that 1 + 1 = 2, but let me know if this makes sense to you, and see if we can come to agreement on something. That's what I want to get here. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. Would you say that that's true?
Makes sense.
Okay, cool. I want to know this because I spoke with, you're the 5th person I had on the podcast now that believe that the black woman is God, right? So since we know that, and you just confirmed that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, you have this, your mind frame of how you think. I want to know what influenced you to think this way.
His single mother?
Knowing versus belief. Everybody believes in God. I know God. You see what I'm saying? Knowing is being able to have logic, evidence, and reason. You know it, just like your past experience.
Every single black woman is God, and every other woman is what? Nothing? Just a woman? This is the delusional. And not to get into this race shit, because this is obviously not about that, but this is the fucking delusion that a lot of the black people in the black community have. I want to say the black American community, they're so lost, they believe insane shit like this, like the FBA/ADOS motherfuckers that believe that they founded the country somehow and that it wasn't slavery, that they were here first. They were here even before the Native Americans, and they somehow founded slavery. They have no actual proof. That's what they believe. They also believe that Africans from Africa aren't black. This is an argument that I legitimately see on Twitter all the time. I've literally seen somebody post a reply to someone saying, "Shut up, you're not black, you're African," to a black African. Because there are people out there who legitimately believe that being black means to be born in the United States of America. That's what it means to them. That you are only black if you were born here. So I always ask, and they never have a response, but I always ask them, Africa's not a country. Africa's a continent. Africa has 54 countries. So what would you consider the Africans living in that continent that are dark skinned? What would you consider them? They never respond. Anyways, let's keep going.
I know my mother. So before I learned how to talk, before I learned how to walk, before I had taught about my ABCs, before I was taught about anything, my mother was there. Somebody had to teach me, influence me, get me to think about a God that they wanted me to think about. But prior to that, my mother was my creator. So when you look at it, my mother was a black woman, and all black women are the manifestation of Mother Nature. I don't give a fuck about a book in which you read, bro. Go to nature and look at it. That is the supreme map of things.
Clarence,
everything in nature is telling you.
Clarence, I seen that you.
You don't have to stop me, bro. You don't have to stop me.
No. Someone came in the chat. Clarence, I see you come in here. Give it 2 seconds. I'll add you in after I have this discussion with him.
I get 30 seconds to speak, like every single time.
It's a podcast, and I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You're intimidated, bro.
No, I had someone trying to join the live stream.
You don't want to know. You do this for content.
Intimidated?
At the end of the year, you're intimidated. It's got to be.
Come on,
if I can sit there and listen to you and you can't listen to me.
I mean, listen,
you told us about a pregnant male rat. You told us the science brought about a pregnant male
in
rat.
person. You could come here in person. No one's intimidated, bro. No one's.
You gotta be.
No one feels like that.
Then
you could have this discussion in person. The same way I'm conveying myself with you over here, it'll be in person. And actually, it'll be more intense.
Listen,
we said that influence creates thinking. Thinking creates behavior. You think that the black woman is God. I want to know what influenced you.
Looking for God.
Okay. Explain, elaborate. What did you find that made you really think that the black woman is God?
My mother was in my face the whole time. She was in my face the whole time. And I didn't realize that was God. So they told me that my mother, everything was outside of me. They told me that everything else was my mother. Everything else is God but your mother. And then you look at why they oppress every woman in religion. Christianity, their God says it's okay to rape a woman.
No, it doesn't.
Islam, they say it's okay to rape a woman. Allah is literally a lot. So they literally define everything in women. It's all about women oppression and for women not to realize that they are the true creators. That's why the patriarch took
of
over. The
Elijah's
patriarch
time
literally took over the
in
matriarch.
English.
The matriarch had always been in rulership. That's why they studied the goddess Hathor. They literally was with the queen of heaven in Jeremiah 44. They spoke about the goddess everywhere.
Got
Tuarat
you.
was the
I have
first
another
deity
question for
that
you
was
too.
ever worshipped. See, like I said, I get 30 seconds.
Oh no,
So
you
you don't
explained
really
it.
want
Now
to
I
do
have
this.
another question
Yeah.
for you.
So I'm saying I wasn't done.
Oh,
That's what I'm
you have
saying. Let
more?
me know
Go.
how long I get. I mean, you just stopped me. You're gonna keep doing it. So go ahead.
I mean, it's
It's just,
you
it's
you
okay.
explained
It's
all the way
okay.
down to
Go
how it
ahead,
went.
bro. Go ahead.
Got
Go
it.
ahead, bro. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
and also I'll just give you the rules of the podcast. So get used to it. So guess what? This is called order, right? Men create order. This is my platform, so there's a hierarchy to things. It's my rules, so if I set the rules and you follow the rules, right? When you have your own podcast and you invite me on, you set the
Right.
rules and I follow those rules. Life is
Okay.
in hierarchy. So I have a question for you.
So
You
then you
just
don't
said
want you
that the
don't want to hear it.
matriarchy, I have a question for you. Listen, you
Of
just
course, you
said
just
that
had a question for me.
you just said that the matriarchy was
Right.
taken over by the patriarchy. How can
Correct.
if the matriarchy is natural, right? It's a natural way of life. It's nature, right? You said the father doesn't come from nature, but the woman does come from nature. If that's the case, if the woman was first, you say that the woman is first. My question is, if the woman came first and you think the black woman is God, why is it that she's always being taken over by a man? Wouldn't
Who
you
said?
think you just said that the
Okay,
patriarchy
okay. No,
always
no, no,
takes
no.
over the
I'll let you
matriarchy?
finish. I'll let you finish so I can speak. Go ahead.
That's my question. You just said that the patriarchy always takes
I know
over
what
the
I said.
matriarchy. How can you say and even think logically that the woman came first if she's not strong enough to defend for herself? Answer it now.
Well, I'll calm down a little bit. Now, let me answer. In regards to the patriarchy taking over the matriarchy, it had nothing to do with strength. You got to understand that's brute strength. So what it was the
God
son
dang.
turned against his mother. The son literally turned against his mother. So instead of being a protector, the son became the predator. And then Christianity and all of these other religions were created to teach men that they were higher than women. How do you think the oppression started, woman? They needed religious context to literally turn your man against you. You can look throughout all the religions
Did you
and you
ever
can
think that
see
the
where you were
woman,
governing.
that the
Can you
man is
shut
just
the
stronger
fuck
than a
up,
woman?
nigga?
Do you
God
ever just
damn,
think
bro.
that the man
This
is
nigga
just
on some
stronger
hoe
than a
shit.
woman
This
and
nigga
more
on some hoe
superior than a
shit, man.
woman?
You's a bitch, nigga. On
Did
my
you ever
mama,
think
you a
that?
bitch. Fuck
Say
wrong
that to
with
my
you, bro?
face, man. You
I
welcome
said
here. I
you's a
have you
bitch,
on.
nigga.
I
I
have
don't
you
give a
on.
fuck where you
I
at,
have
nigga.
you
I don't
on,
give a
bro.
fuck. Smash the shit out your
Listen,
pussy ass.
actually, here's what
You's
I'll
a
do
little
for you
bitch,
because
man.
I've been waiting
All
for
you do,
someone like you.
Yeah, I'm right here.
I'll
I'm
send
right
you out
here. You's
here.
a bitch.
I'll
Fuck you
send
talking
you out
about,
here, right?
nigga? Man,
I'll
get the
send
fuck
you
out
out
of here.
here.
What you Diddy now?
I'll
You
pay
Diddy?
for your ticket to
This
come
nigga
out here.
Diddy.
I'll pay
You know
for
what I'm
your
saying?
ticket to
What
come out
kind
here, and we can do this debate live in person.
of,
And I guarantee you won't have that energy in person. I guarantee you. And I had another man
all right,
talk
man.
crazy just like you, but in person, he wasn't speaking that crazy. It was a entirely different
Bro,
story.
you can tell
It was a
everybody in the
entirely
room can
different
see you
story.
a bitch.
This is the result of a man with a lot of testosterone that grew up in a single parent home. This is entirely the fault of his mother, who, let's be honest, was not able to raise a man. That's why you need both parents in the home, because a man will teach a man how to be a man. He cannot learn that from his mother. He can only learn that from his father. And a woman will teach a woman how to be a woman. She cannot learn that from her father. That's why you need both parents in the home, because both will give you different and valuable perspectives on how to do certain things. This guy's just fucking lost.
Man, everybody in the room can
Okay,
see you a
man.
little hoe, bro.
Now
You
you're
came to
making ad
play.
hominems. No one made
You
ad
ain't come to
hominems
handle
about you. This
motherfucker.
nigga looking like a
You ain't
fake Drake
come.
over here, man. This nigga looking sweet as
Drake.
cheese. How you over here trying to act hard when you get your eyebrows done every day? This nigga looking sweet. This nigga sweet as pie with that little chain on. This nigga squinching his eyes. Nigga, what's in your eye? Why you keep squinching your eyes like that? Trying to have the light skin look. Yeah. Come on, bro. Calm down with all that, nigga. Let's have a regular discussion. You making that hominem attacks. I ain't make none on you. You made them first. So we can either finish this debate.
This dude a whole white boy, bro. Like,
This guy
the
said a
fuck you
white
come
boy.
from,
Just
man?
because
is a
you
white
can't
boy. You can hear
articulate
how you
yourself.
talk.
Just
Nigga
because
said I look like Drake.
you
This
can't
motherfucker sitting
articulate
there.
Yeah,
yourself
the dude look
What the
like
fuck is you talking
doesn't
about?
mean that I'm a white boy
Corny
because
ass
I can.
jokes.
That don't mean that, nigga. Chat is clowning you right
Oh
now.
my
But anyways,
God.
bro,
Yeah, all right.
here's what I'm saying, man.
You reading it.
Everything that you said is all
off.
false because the
see it.
root of it, the cause of it is false. The man is superior than a woman.
Still
Why
here.
doesn't a matriarchy
If the matriarchy will
ever
always
stood a
be in
test of time?
existence, it's just been hijacked by the patriarchy. You
How
women still
can
produce us. If
how
you just
can
chill
men?
for a minute, can you give me a little bit so I can talk to people to get them to understand where
No,
I'm
no,
coming
no, no,
from?
no,
Can
no,
you
no,
just
no.
be
It ain't
quiet
going
for a
like
second?
that. That isn't how
How
this
does it
goes, bro.
go?
Because you're not
How does it
answering
go? Explain
questions,
it to me.
bro. You're not
I'm
answering
tired of your
questions.
questions. Just let me speak for
Listen,
a
man.
minute,
If you
bro.
tired of the questions, then you can hop off
I'm
the
just
stream,
saying
bro.
though.
You just
Of
speaking
course, because you're
nonsense
getting
right now,
frustrated. Like I said, you're intimidated. For you not to let
nigga.
me talk, but I'm over here is
Nigga, you
really
look like a
crazy as
broke
hell.
Drake, nigga. Who
I
intimidated
know,
by
bro. You
you,
said that. You
nigga?
said that already. You said that
No,
already.
no
You
one
said
said
that already.
broke. That was
Yeah,
different.
okay.
See, you
You
can't
had
listen.
it
You don't
broke
have
today.
good active listening
Corny
skills,
ass
buddy.
shit, man.
You don't
Corny.
have good active
What?
listening
Yeah,
skills.
look at
Low
bro. You got a
IQ.
man wig on. You
Low
got a
IQ,
man
man.
wig on, and you talking about Drake, man.
This nigga said a
Like
man
fucking
wig,
look at
bro.
you.
My hair
I
is
don't know
just
what the
long,
fuck.
man. It's just
Okay,
long.
well
I
line
have
that
good
shit
hair,
up.
bro.
Mind your shit up.
Yeah, yeah.
Mind your
It's
shit
all
up. You
good.
see that shit?
Look at your
Whack ass
headline,
shit.
buddy.
You sitting there. Look at it. It's lined
Look,
up, nigga.
now
What the
your
fuck is
junk
wrong
is
with your
crooked.
shit?
Your junk leaning over here, bruh.
All right, bro.
Your
All
junk,
right, all right.
your junk
Okay,
tilted.
that's what we're getting into.
Anyways, so like
Intimidation
I
at its
said, there's a
finest.
hierarchy. You
You
started
don't
the
want
ad
me to
hominems.
talk.
I
You don't
didn't
want me to
start the ad
speak. You don't
hominems.
want me to
But
speak.
here's what it is.
Now I'm just gonna cut it there because they don't really get to any productive conversation. He ends up offering to fly him out so they can have that discussion. The guy doesn't even take it. It doesn't matter. The guy's delusional. I don't want to keep having to listen to somebody. I think I lost about 100 million fucking brain cells. I don't know how many are in the human brain, but I definitely lost some listening to this fucking guy. I've never seen someone so delusional to say that obviously only black women are God. That women are God, but really only black women. Every other woman is not God, because then you were taught that God is something else, is a different being, and that, you know, fathers aren't natural. That's not a thing. And I'm telling you, this is the type of guy to get a woman pregnant and use that same argument, saying those aren't my children because, you know, just fathers aren't natural. They're not mine. They're not mine. So you got to find somebody else to take care of those children. Stupid fucking guy. Good video. Shouts out to MTR. He was really the one. I watched the video that he did on this yesterday, and I wanted to give my own take on this video. If you don't know who MTR is, check it out. Check him out. He's a really good channel. Talks about a lot of issues within dating and culture. It's pretty good overall. And shouts out to this guy, the No Fugazi podcast. Pretty good video overall. But that's all I got for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and follow me on social media, and join the Discord. The links are always in the description down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.